Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Here as usual to do my melts and empties for the week. So I'll do my empties first, then I'll do my unempties. I have more empties this week than I did last week. Yeah, last week was a bit of an anomaly, I think. I really didn't finish much up. I didn't finish many scoops, so I've been really working on my L3 scoops over the last couple of weeks. I finished one, so I was hoping to get through a bit more than that. So I may pull some of the ones that I've melted this week or last week into next week's box as well, just because I really need to make some scoop space. Like my scoop straw is just out of control. So anyway, so I'll start with the one scoop that I did finish, and it was only just a little one. So La Llorona. So this is Seaside Cotton, Rainstorms and Forest Air with the dog hair stuck to it. So I did a bunch of different sort of rainstorm type blends today in the house. This one's not bad, but it's just, I really thought I was going to be absolutely in love with this one, and it's just okay for me. I think I'm just not the biggest fan of Seaside Cotton, I guess. I love Forest Air scents. And I love Rainstorm, and this is good, but it just doesn't grab me the way some other blends do. This one also isn't the best throwing scent for me. Like I had a few different, like I said, I had a few different Rainstorm blends around the house, and this one in the kitchen, maybe medium at best. So I'm not going to repurchase that one. I have other blends that I find are just similar and are better. I did Super Tarts Pie Crust, and I melted it with Emmet from Super Tarts. So Emmet is pine and strawberry. So I did this, I was doing a few different pine and strawberry type scents around the house. I'll talk about the others when I get to the rest of the unempties. This one, look, pie crust doesn't do much for me. I don't smell it in blends very much. But the last time I blended the Super Tarts Pie Crust, I blended it with something, and I think it was pink sugar. And I could just smell it, like not strongly, but I could just smell it, and it was really nice. So I thought I'd see how it went in this combo. Could not smell pie crust at all. It was really fascinating though that the pine and the strawberry blend, the Emmet, was so incredibly strong. And for half a cube, plus, you know, with this in there, which wasn't throwing, so I guess theoretically you could say it was almost, I would have thought it would have kind of muted it and toned the blend down, you know, like kind of watered it down. But somehow it got amplified because this was so strong. I do enjoy pine and strawberry blends, and I used to love Emmet. Emmet used to be a real favourite of mine. There's something about Super Tarts Strawberry that I'm not loving anymore. It's not the same kind of chemical tone as a lot of strawberry oils have, but there's something about it. Yeah, there's something about it that just doesn't smell right, and that came through really strongly here. So I actually didn't love it. Yeah. And I've been sitting on this. I've been sitting on this clamshell since May last year, because every time I smell it cold, it's just the strawberry just doesn't smell right. But I used to love Emmet, so my nose has just done something on that. But anyway, it's a bit disappointing. Super strong, but not a repurchase on that or the pie crust. Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, Sugar Cookie Royale, and Zucchini Bread from L3. So this is just a super classic mix of 3 of L3 Waxy Wonders. Just absolute, I think, staple, absolutely like core bakery scents. And it was really good. Just the Pumpkin Pecan Waffles brings the sweetness. The zucchini bread, just, I find that it counters sweet scents fairly well. And Sugar Cookie Royale just adds a really nice kind of buttery cookiness to it. So it was really good. I've had other blends, I feel like, that are similar to this, but with other things in them and out of them. And they are all kind of similar, right? There's so many different, like, scent permutations that you can do with those oils. So this did throw well. I would possibly get this combo again, but that said, I am happy with all of the other kind of different combos that L3 does with these sorts of scents. So I don't have to get this again, but I would, like, if it was up. And it threw well. L3 ice cream scoop bread, sugared shortbread, and buttermilk pie. Not a fan of this. I don't like ice cream scoop bread. I did melt this not long ago, but I wanted to melt it this week just to finish it. Yeah, I don't like ice cream scoop bread. It smells kind of nutty and weird to me. And the buttermilk pie, the kind of creme brulee elements of that just sort of, it's very kind of oversweet and slightly nutty in a way that I just don't like. It threw well, but not a repurchase. Teddy Bee's Dark Desires. So this is cashmere cream, blackberries, vanilla awkward, and cotton candy musk. This is a really lovely scent, but it doesn't throw super well for me. Oh, it is so pretty though. I feel like I have had it perform well enough. I think in the bedrooms, but this time around, I know I went to bed and maybe it doesn't throw long enough. Could be the problem because I tend to put this one on in the bedrooms. And yeah, I usually things have been melting for about 6 or 7 hours by the time I get to bed, which is fine for the majority of my wax. But every now and then you get a scent that just doesn't quite go that distance. So it could be that was what the problem was. It's such a beautiful kind of perfume-like, but sort of smoky cream, like high-end blackberry scent. It's really good. So yeah, I love this scent, but couldn't smell it. I would probably still get it again in a small quantity and just maybe keep trying to figure out what the magic combo is to make it work, because I really do enjoy it. The Pharmacist's Daughter Coconut Crack. Sorry. Coconut cream pie, coconut shortbread cookies, pie crust, and sugar cookie dough. This is a solid bakery blend. On cold, I'm not sure about it. The coconuts smell a little bit artificial, but on warm, it is just it's a nice bakery blend, and it's got a fair amount of coconut in it, but it's not like overwhelmingly so. It's just a really nice bakery blend. Yeah, so I really like it. It throws medium to high. It doesn't feel like a repurchase. Like, I enjoyed it, but it doesn't feel like something I must have again, but it was good. Mac Apple Gooey Caramel Funnel Cake from L3. This sample is okay. It's not my favorite. I like caramel apple, the oil, but I don't tend to like apple and caramel oils put together. This could have been worse. Like, I mean, the oils in it could have really bothered me. They didn't really bother me, but they also didn't really grab me either. So yeah, I'd take a caramel apple scent over this any day. It threw medium to high, not something I would purchase. French toast green apple pecan maple syrup. So I was a bit hesitant about this one because I really generally don't like French toast. That oil, I don't know. I actually, when I think about it, I love how French toast tastes, but the kind of eggy, bready smell of it, if I'm really honest, I don't actually love the smell of French toast in real life either, but the taste of it kind of, helps me get past that. But this one is pretty good, actually. I wouldn't say that I smelled like a really strong French toast. It just smelled like a yummy bakery with a touch of apple and a bit of syrup. Yeah, I don't know how else to really describe it, but I liked it. The only thing is I didn't notice it that much, so I don't think it had the best throw, but I did like it. I don't think I need to get it again, but... Melted this morning up here. So this is strawberry pound cake, pistachio ice cream, white elephant exchange. Oh, did I? No, not this one. I melted this one earlier in the week. I had another sample, I thought, but I can't see it in my empties here. Because I did a strawberry pound cake, like brown sugar kind of thing, but I seem to have lost that. So anyway, so this one I melted in a bedroom earlier this week. It was not bad. I was kind of keen to try out the pistachio ice cream because a lot of pistachio oils don't work for me. This one's not bad. It doesn't have that really icky, nutty cherry kind of scent that a lot of pistachios have. Blended with strawberry pound cake, I was a bit like I just didn't think the combo really worked. And white elephant exchange gets a bit lost in blends. So yeah, I wasn't like mad for this blend, but what it did tell me is that if I see the pistachio ice cream scent oil in blends, I don't need to avoid it, because I do tend to avoid pistachio scents, but this was harmless. Didn't really like set my world on fire or anything. I don't need to go out of my way for it, but I don't need to avoid it either. This one threw pretty well. Not a repurchase, but like I said, you know, pistachio ice cream seems to be okay. Teddy Bees, Strawberry Cherries and Cream. So this is strawberry pound cake blended with Christmas trees and cream. So like I said, did a few kind of pine strawberry scents this week. This one is probably my favorite, because her Christmas trees and cream is so just deliciously vanilla buttercream like. It is really good. Can be a little bit oversweet for me sometimes. But in this combo, I feel like it just paired so well with the strawberry pound cake. Her strawberry pound cake is amazing. It's my favorite strawberry pound cake oil. So yeah, this one, the pine almost takes a back seat here. You definitely can smell it, but I feel like just the buttercream vanilla and the strawberry pound cake, it's just this dense sweet combo with a beautiful pine note. It is really, really good. I do have another souffle of it already, because it's just a scent I do want to keep repurchasing, and this one throws quite strongly as well. I will say though, always say this with Teddy Bees strawberry pound cake blends, the strawberry pound cake does die off after 4 or so hours. So I did find that with this blend as well, but still, I would still get that again. L3 Spun Sugar Raspberry Whip and Buttermilk Pie. I feel like I don't remember this one very well. No, I do. I remember I like it. The Raspberry Whip, it's definitely a Raspberry Whip blend, but the kind of yeah, just the vanilla and the creme brulee notes that come out from the buttermilk pie added a nice sweet creaminess to it. It is quite sugary, again with the spun sugar added, but still, it was a nice raspberry whip blend. I think this threw okay, but I honestly don't remember very well. I don't feel like it grabbed me enough to get it again, but it was good. So I have Boom Boom Mellow Fireside from L3. I did this one with Teddy Bees Sadie. So Sadie is Salty Sierra, Vanilla Bean Noel, and Toasted Marshmallows. I don't love Sadie. I don't know why. The combo is something that I should love. I think it's the Toasted Marshmallows. I have realized that while I love a lot of marshmallow scents, a lot of toasted marshmallows smell off to me. They have a weird kind of plasticky, I don't know if it's plasticky, but it's got a weird note to it. And I can smell that in Sadie. And I feel like maybe the Salty Sierra could be turned up a notch in it. But anyway, so I don't love Sadie on its own, but I do like it in blends. So there's a blend, A Weekend with Papa, which is basically Sadie with roasted pine cones. Love that. That blend is incredible. Blending it with this, it wasn't as good as I would have hoped. This was just a sample I had, and I kind of went, well, the Mellow Fireside could blend really well with that Sadie scent and just give it a smoky tone. I felt like the Boom Boom came out much stronger. This was much more of a Boom Boom heavy scent with the marshmallows and a bit of Salty Sierra. It's weird because on cold it's not. On cold I definitely get the smoky Mellow Fireside, but warmed up, Boom Boom all over. So don't know why that was. So the blend was okay, but it wasn't like a favourite. It did throw quite well in the bedrooms, but yeah, I wouldn't get the Boom Boom Mellow Fireside again. Sadie, yeah, not going to get that again once I'm finished with that. Hayden Row Maine Woods. I have no idea what the notes are for this, but it's just a really nice, dense tree scent. It definitely reminds me of another tree scent. I think it shares some characteristics with this one that I also melted at the same time, Whispering Woods from Teddy Bees. The Whispering Woods is a lot more complex. Yeah, there's a lot more going on in Whispering Woods, I think, like a lot more different tree scents, but I think there is absolutely a shared tree note between the two of them. So Maine Woods is really nice, it's fresh, it's realistic, it's like being in the woods, it's really good. through pretty well in my lounge room. I don't think this is a repurchase. Like, I just don't think that one is as good as some of my other favourite tree scents, but it was a really good one. Teddy Bees Christmas Macchiato. So this is fresh pine, buttercream, vanilla waffle cone, espresso, vanilla ice cream. This, to me, even though the notes are a little bit different, this is pretty much Christmas trees and cream with coffee and ice cream. Like, it's even sweeter than than your normal Christmas trees and cream. I do like this, but it is so toothachingly sweet to me. Like, the coffee and the ice cream but is sweet enough, but then the buttercream on top, it's just so sweet. But it is good. It's very strong. I had this in my bedroom and it was kicking down the hallway, so it was super strong. I think I would get it again, but just in another souffle. Like, it's not one I have to have, but I do enjoy it every now and then. Beach Nights Warm Vanilla Sugar Boardwalk Mellow Clouds from L3. I did this up here in my office. I don't think it threw very well. It was a sample that was on the smaller side, so that could possibly explain it. It smells good. I really smell the saltiness from the Beach Nights. Like, it smells quite Beach Nights and Warm Vanilla Sugar heavy here. I don't get much Boardwalk Mellow Clouds, but I really did not smell much from it when it was melting. So, not a combo I'd get again because I just would want it to throw better. The Pharmacist's Daughter Lumberjack. So, this is Shave and a Haircut Lumberjack and Graphite. This one pretty much just smells like the lumberjack oil, if you're familiar with it. It's kind of an autumnal fruity blend. I really like it. There's definitely a bit more of a masculine note to it, but really when I smell it, I smell lumberjack. It's a good scent and it throws quite well. Like, I do enjoy lumberjack as an oil. It's a really nice, quite unique fruity scent, I think. It's hard to describe. It is definitely fall-like. Like, I think it's got like apples and some other stuff, but it doesn't smell like a typical kind of spiced apple scent, you know. There's some tree notes and stuff in there as well. So, good scent, not a repurchase, I think, just because, I don't know. I could just get the lumberjack oil, you know. But yeah, very strong throw, that one. Last empty before I go on to the unempties, I finished this loaf, so from L3. This is caramel tobacco, vanilla cookies, pink sugar and sugar cookie royale. This was not a favourite blend. This is the kind of loaf that I just sort of had to grit my teeth and work through. Not that I hated it. Like, if I hated it, I would have got rid of it. But I didn't love it. I was really hoping for, because I love caramel tobacco, I was really hoping for just this amazing kind of bakery, caramel, smoky kind of scent, but it didn't work. And I feel like the pink sugar really muddied the waters, like just turned it into something that just did not work. So yeah, it was okay, but I didn't like it that much. It always threw reasonably well, but definitely not a repurchase. Very happy to have that loaf finally finished. So that's the empties. Now on to the unempties. So quite a few scoops sitting here. Like I said, I've been trying to finish them off. This one, I think I will literally throw straight into, I've got my next week's wax box down there. I think I'm throwing it straight down there to finish. Today is October 3rd. So, Palo Santo, Sugar Cookie Royale and Toasted Mallow. I haven't been really loving today's October 3rd lately for quite some time, to be honest. And I think I think I've finally clicked that the Toasted Mallow, from a lot of vendors, but L3 in particular, I just don't think I love it. Because I did love today's October 3rd to begin with, and I still like it, but there's just other Palo Santo bakeries that I love so much more than this one. There was one day, though, about halfway down the tub, there was one day when I put this on in the lounge room and just was like, I was in the mood, everything was right, it all aligned, and I just went, this is amazing. But every other melt of it, it's kind of so-so. And I don't smell the Palo Santo as strongly as I'd like to. So yeah, medium to high throw, not a repurchase, I think. I will still get it in blends, but I don't need any more of it on its own. I have like one melt left, so I will, yep, this is going straight into next week's box. In fact, I'm going to do that right now, just so it does not return to the scoop straw. Amber Noir Palo Santo Herbal Lavender Let Them Eat Cake from L3. This is another one I may throw in again and just finish it off. I've been enjoying this more and more every time I melt it. When I first got it, I was not a huge fan. It was very strong on the lavender to me, and I think the Let Them Eat Cake, and I don't know if I'm a fan of either of those oils. I still get a fair bit of lavender, but I just feel like the woodsy palo and maybe the amber have just really kind of come into their own as the blend has developed. It's 18 months old now, so it's, you know, it's getting on in age. Still throws very well. Yeah, I don't know, just the woodsy tones with the lavender and then kind of some feminine tones in there. Really, really nice blend. Really great for the bedroom, I'd say. Like, I really enjoy melting this one in there. Throws good now, I'd say. I don't know if it always has, but it's throwing pretty strongly at the moment. Probably not a repurchase. It doesn't quite feel like something I must have again. Possibly I'd play around with the Palo Santo and the Herbal Lavender maybe in other blends in the future, though. Who knows? Oop. What am I doing? And yes, I'm going to throw that in for next week as well. My scoop straw is, if I have all of my active scoops in there, there is no room for anything else. And my next forwarder box I know has some scoops. So I need to get some, I need to clear some space in that drawer. Caramel apple and zucchini bread from L3. So I love this. I love that caramel apple oil of L3's. It's just a perfect caramel apple. Like, some caramel apples are too sickly caramel. Some of them I just don't like the apple tone. Some of them have some caramels have a weird note to them that I don't like. This one is just perfect. And with zucchini bread, it's amazing. I do prefer, I had a version for a while that had cinnamon sugar in it as well. I prefer the cinnamon sugar version. I thought when I finished the cinnamon sugar version that I was ready for a slightly different take, so to have this one for a while, and I am enjoying it, but when I was melting this one, I was like, that cinnamon sugar really rounds out the bakery in this. So yeah, love it, but definitely like the cinnamon sugar version more. So probably would get, when I get it again, I'll get it with cinnamon sugar. Great throw as well. Sweet Dreams from L3. So this is cotton candy frosting, sweet lavender jet puff marshmallows. I really enjoy this blend. I don't find it carries very well in my open kitchen and dining and lounge room areas. So I think I will keep melting this either in here or in my bedrooms. But I just love it. It's very sweet. I mean, obviously with marshmallows and cotton candy frosting and sweet lavender. Very sugary, very sweet scent, but the pop of lavender is just really lovely. So I really enjoy this one. But yeah, like I said, not the greatest throw, maybe sort of medium. Probably still a repurchase though. Like, I do enjoy that scent, but I just need to watch where I melt it. Rainwater, Rainstorm and Ozone from L3. So this one I did in my lounge room this evening. I do really enjoy this one. So I melted a few Rainstorm combos, like simple Rainstorm ones. So La Llorona and a few others. And just Rainstorm on its own as well. And this one to me is probably one of the most just well-rounded. It's kind of an enhanced Rainstorm, but in a really good way. I feel like the Rainwater works really well with it, because it kind of doesn't completely erase, but flattens out some of the floral elements of Rainstorm a little bit, because that's probably the part of Rainstorm. Like, I do enjoy the oil, but it's not my favorite rain oil. I haven't really seen L3 use Rainwater anywhere else, and I want to maybe request it as a trig tart. I'm intrigued about Rainwater. Because yeah, this is just a really beautiful, fresh, crisp air rain scent with a slight touch of floral. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a really nice, it threw pretty well down in the lounge room. It just freshened up the air beautifully. I do think I want to get more of this one. It's a really nicely done combo. L3 Sugared Lavender Twist Boardwalk Mellow Clouds. So I discovered recently that via a sample that Sugared Lavender Twist is, I think it's just an oil, and it's a really good oil for me. It's funny, I don't normally love sweet lavender scents, but L3 seems to have two sweet lavender oils that I actually really like. They're just a sweet lavender and the Sugared Lavender Twist. Don't know why, because other vendor sweet lavenders, they tend to have like this kind of creamy, like body cream element, or I don't know, I just haven't liked them. But yeah, this again, really sweet, but just a really beautiful lavender. Like, it's just, it is a sugary lavender. I don't know how, can't describe it any other way. The Boardwalk Mellow Clouds, though, just blends really nicely with it. So I really enjoyed this. It was strong. I reckon I would potentially get it again. We'll see how I go through the rest of that scoop, though. L3 Pink Sugar Palo Santo Boardwalk Mellow Clouds. So this is a really nice blend, but it did not perform well in my lounge room. What it did do, some scents do this and it's really annoying. The kind of open plan lounge room and entryway to my house sort of runs from here to here, and at this side of the room, so the front door's at on this side, and on this side of the room is the entrance to the main bathroom. And sometimes there's just some weird airflow thing that happens where the scent accumulates in the bathroom. So sometimes I can't smell things in the lounge room, but when I go into the bathroom, I can smell them really strongly. And that's what happened here. I don't know why. You would think that maybe something airflow-wise in the house had changed, like I had a window open or something, or a fan on. Nothing on, no heaters, nothing to change the airflow pattern. So I don't know what it was, but I could not smell this in the lounge room, but I could smell it in the bathroom. It smelled really beautiful in there, but obviously I wanted it to sort of throw around the house. So I'll try it in the bedrooms next time because they are more contained. It's so nice though, like the woodsiness just blends really well with those kind of feminine other two scents. So yeah, enjoy the blend, but yeah, gotta find the room that it performs in. I also melted just L3 Rainstorm on its own. Rainstorm is a really lovely oil, but it is just a touch too floral for me. Like, I prefer my rain, my kind of benchmark peak favorite rain scent of all time is Super Tarts Rain. Like, and it's Super Tarts Rain just has this incredible, like, it's just rain, you know. It's easier to describe it by what it's not than what it is. Like, it's not floral, it's not super earthy. I'd say it's maybe more earthy than anything else, and it's not like a grassy rain, and it's not like a thunderstorm or sea water rain, or like, yeah. Whereas Rainstorm is definitely, it's fresh and it's aquatic, like watery and stuff, but it's definitely got floral tones in there. So it was good though. I enjoyed it, and it throws well. I don't know, I think I got it to blend, and I haven't really been doing that. Lots of people do blends with Rainstorm from L3, like it's a very popular oil. So I find that I don't necessarily need to do my own blends with it because other people are already blending with it and they're coming up with much better ideas than probably what I would. So I think when I'm finished with that tub, I don't need to get it again, but I have enjoyed it. There was another scent I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, so I also did, doing all of these Rainstorm blends, Bamboo, Seattle Rain, and Rainstorm. This was really good. I was very surprised at how much I enjoyed this scent. And this is what I mean about other people, whether it be L3 themselves or otherwise, doing better blends with Rainstorm than what I could. I've not really played around with the Bamboo oil. I'm not familiar with it. I haven't really melted it before. But that is definitely what is making all of the difference in this blend. Because I've done Seattle Rain and Rainstorm. Seattle Rain is to me, it's very It does make me think of like standing on an oceanic cliff top with just absolute sheets of rain just bucketing on you. Like it doesn't smell like ocean water, but you can smell sea spray. But I don't get Seattle rain super strongly here at all, which is good because Seattle rain, to be honest, has been a bit of a headache trigger for me. So that I can't smell that much in here is a good thing. But I couldn't even begin to describe what I can smell. It is absolutely an aquatic scent. It's almost more like crisp greens and rain. Like, yeah, I don't. Maybe it reminds you of like arugula, whatever, anyway. That oil, like K's oil, I don't think it's the same, but I feel like there's some similarities. But yeah, I ridiculously enjoyed this so much, and it's throwing really well in here. I'll melt it out the spaces to see how it goes, but I think this one might be a repurchase. I was very surprised. I was just expecting it to kind of be another Seattle Rain Rainstorm blend, which I feel like I'm getting a little bit over now, but that was really good. Roasted coffee, pumpkin pecan waffles, vanilla butter fudge, sugar shortbread. This possibly my favorite of the customs that I did with L3. Maybe equal favorite. It is just an incredible bakery blend. It's rich, it's dense, it's sweet, it's delicious. It's just everything I love in a bakery scent. And then the roasted coffee, it's not strong. This is not a coffee heavy blend at all, but the roasted coffee just adds a really lovely coffee accent to it. You know, I feel this is one of those scents to me that is like, you're in a bakery with a bunch of sweet pastries around. There's maybe some coffee brewing somewhere in the distance. It is delicious. And I think I love blending with vanilla butter fudge because I find it quite versatile. It does have, there's things you can blend it with that make it smell really like a butter fudge, but a lot of the time it just smells like, it has a slightly yeasty tone to it, so it almost gives me bread vibes. So I feel like in here it adds sweetness and sort of fudgy vanilla-ness, but it also gives a very slight kind of bready tone. So it's a very versatile oil. Throws really well. 100% will get that blend again, and I really hope that when I get it again, it comes out the same because I love that one. Another one I love, but this one I can't take credit for. This one is rosemary, mint, cashmere, cedar, pine, and boom boom. So this is, I never would have ever chosen this blend until I got a sample. And it just blew me away, and it still does. Like, I tend to not reach for this one as much as some of my other customs because I think the rosemary mint tends to scare me a little bit. But whenever I melt it, it's just beautiful. The rosemary mint, it definitely adds a mintiness, but it is not headache inducing. It is not overly over strong. It's definitely there, and it's crisp, and it's so good. But everything else, like the pine, I think balances it out. So there's pine notes. You definitely get like the boom boom and the cashmere cedar. I feel like they work together really well because cashmere cedar is definitely tree-like, but it's also, to me, a bit body care-like. And then blended with the boom boom, they just add this really nice, smooth, kind of sweet, but not over sweet sort of base to it. It's just such a good blend. I don't know who came up with it, but it is really, really good. It throws really strongly. I feel like I'll probably melt this one a bit through spring and summer. Like, it's a really nice house refresher without being like, you know, super minty, super tree-like, super fresh. Like, it's just a really good balance. So really, really love that one. Diet starts Monday from L3. So this is cotton candy frosting, sugar cookie royale, Santa's on keto, and sugar shortbread. This is a really good blend. I'd say now that I'm a bit more than halfway through the loaf, I might be getting a little bit over it now. Like, I've enjoyed it, but it's never been one that's like set my heart on fire. And now I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's all right. It is obviously very sweet with the cotton candy frosting. But other than that, it's a dense kind of cookie bakery scent, but with amped up sweetness with cotton candy frosting. So yeah, I've enjoyed it. It always throws well, but it is sort of turning into one of those scents that I just kind of, you know, I'll pick the bakery scents I really want to smell and I'll melt them up here in my office, and then I'll put this down in the lounge room just to have something nice to walk through, but it's not like the main event, you know. So I don't know if it'll be a repurchase once I finish this loaf. Possibly not, but it's been good for what it is. My perennial favourite, so L3 Spiced Oat Milk Cafe Cubano. I talk about this one, I think, every second week. I just love it so much. It's spiced oat milk is probably the best description for it. Cafe Cubano is like a sweetened coffee scent. I don't really get much coffee. I don't really get coffee from this. I get like a spiced, warm, almost like a milky kind of tea scent. But anyway, love it. Great throw. Always repurchase. This is the second, I guess, shape of this I've had. And the only reason I haven't finished this is because I tend to only melt it up here in my office when I'm in here, because it's a scent I want. It gives me comfort while I work. So, yeah, I only melt sort of one warmer at a time. If I'd been putting it out there into rooms with multiple warmers, this Bitty Betty loaf would have been well gone. I have one more Bitty Betty loaf. I did want to get a loaf of it. She did pour loaves of it not that long ago, but I slept in and missed out. Teddy Bee's Whispering Woods. So this is Noble Firs, Pine Needle, Cedar, Smouldering Woods and Cedar Wood. So I referred to this one before. This one is one of my favourite tree scents. If I had to think of like my absolute just staple outdoorsy rich tree scents, Whispering Woods, and I'd say L3's Pacific Woods. And I mean just in terms of just there's nothing else added to them. They are just simple, not simple, like it's actually quite a complex scent, but they are just mixes of trees in a really good way. Those two are probably my favorite. This one, you know, Smoldering Woods to me is a really good description because I definitely get a smoldering tone from it. You know, it smells like I've like buried my face in a really dense pile of like fir needles, but other woodsy tree scents and things are around, and it's just incredible. It throws super strong and really long as well. So I had this one on, so I melted it all evening. My warmers shut off at about 11:30 at night, and then they turned back on at 6:30. I was at work the next day, so they melted from 6:30 in the morning through to whenever I got home, 5 o'clock I think. And when I went to bed that night, it was still really strong, and it was still pretty strong the next morning as well when the warmers turned back on again. So just incredible staying power, this one. So definitely would be a repurchase. I'd love that one. L3 Bergamot Driftwood Wood Sage Sea Salt. So this one I didn't smell much of. I'm not 100% sure if I love the blend anyway. Like I thought I would, because usually those oils are pretty good for me, but this one, it smells woody but kind of off. Like, yeah, there's something about it that in cold it just doesn't quite work, and warm it was really light. So I don't know. I'll try it in a different room. It is not, I think it came in my last order, so maybe it needs to sit and develop a bit more, but yeah, I didn't love it and probably not a repurchase. Britta's Creepy Treasures, Casey Got Gutted. So this is Ozark Forest Roasted Pine Cones Palo Santo. Look, I liked this scent, but I really didn't smell the roasted pine cones or the Palo Santo. Ozark Forest is a very intense forest scent, and it can overwhelm. So I was a bit curious to see how it would go with roasted pine cones. Roasted pine cones has just a beautiful vanilla sweetness to it, with the pine cone scent. But yeah, this really kind of overpowered the blend. I definitely think if I held this up against just Ozark Forest, I'm sure I'd be able to smell the difference, but really when it was melting, I didn't notice Palo, I didn't notice roasted pine cones, I just smelled Ozark Forest. So smelled really good because Ozark Forest is good, but I bought it because I love roasted pine cones. So anyway, great throw, probably not a repurchase. I do have a few shapes of that though. I do have some roasted pine cones, so maybe I'll throw some more in there and that will get to what I was looking for. Colt from L3, so this is Smoked Steel Pheromones. This is a really good blend. I've had this a couple of times before. I tend to pick up, I feel like I pick up a bag around this time every year. So I got this bag in August last year because it tends to get poured around Halloween. It's just, it's got this kind of masculine tone to it. Pheromones is a great cologne scent. It doesn't smell like a body spray. It just smells really interesting and good. It's smooth. It's got a bit of a sweetness to it. It's really nice. It throws well, and I reckon I'd probably get it again. It's just one of those scents. Just when it pops up, I tend to grab it. Dessa's Homespun Scents, Zucchini Creme Brulee and Huckleberry Lane. This is incredible. I am so happy I did this as a builder bar. So first of all, I just love huckleberry scents. I'm just all over huckleberry as a berry scent at the moment. It's like a combo of a berry, and I feel like it almost leans in kind of a grape direction, but doesn't get there because I don't like what grape smells like. So this has just enough of the other types of berries to stop it fully going that way, but yeah, it's different, and I like that. And then there's a Zucchini Creme Brulee. I just feel like it has a really deep cream, like quite creamy, you know, a very slightly kind of caramelized note. It's just a really fantastic bakery blend. So I feel like this is another one I will just melt up in my office when I want something that I really love, to make this go as long as possible. I do have, I can't remember if I got some Zucchini Creme Brulee. I do have some Huckleberry Lane. I got a bar of a Huckleberry Lane, but I don't know if I got the zucchini. But anyway, I would do this again and it threw really well. Dessa's Iced Circus Cookies. So animal-shaped sugar cookies covered in pink and white icing and candy sprinkles. I do love this scent. I don't remember it melting this time. Like, I just didn't go see it. Didn't go smell it. It is good in that it's one of the only iced circus cookie scents where it actually, to me, I'll add the caveat, I've never smelled the iced circus cookies that they sell in America. So for me to say this smells authentic just makes no sense. But it's the only one. We do have other iced, you know, pink and white iced cookies in Australia, and this is the only one that would remind me of that. It doesn't smell nutty, it doesn't smell cherry, it just smells delicious, like delicious iced cookies. But yeah, I don't remember it melting this time around. So Savannah Blue Santa Baby. So this is Palo Santo Sugar Cookies Birthday Cheesecake Cake Batter Ice Cream. Love this. This is one of my favorite Palo bakeries. The cheesecake notes are delicious. I don't know what the other stuff is about. Like, I don't feel like I smell cake batter ice cream because I feel like I've had that in other blends and I don't like it. But it's definitely more than just cheesecake. It's just a really good bakery note with some dense, delicious cheesecake notes and Palo Santo. Throws medium to high. I had a loaf of it that threw well, but over time it stopped throwing. So this is a scent I do need to try to use up because I feel like it doesn't have the greatest longevity. But still, I love it. Definitely a repurchase. L3, Salty Sea Mellow Fireside, Driftwood and Campfire Smoke. This was good, but I did think I would like it a little bit more than I did. I'm not sure why. I feel like there's a lot more sweetness than I was expecting. Like the Mellow Fireside was really firing on the mellow. It wasn't super smoky either. Maybe I wanted a bit more smokiness. I don't know, but it was good, but there was something about it that didn't quite hit the mark. So it threw quite well. I don't know if it's a repurchase. I really thought this one was going to be like an absolute winner, just with me really enjoying kind of sweet, salty sea air, smoky scents at the moment, but that one not quite. Night in Terror Tower from Britta's Creepy Treasures. So this is Palo Santo, Tobacco and Bay and Blackberry. This one is really nice. Again, it's a delicious, woody, sharp blackberry with a bit of a twist. Like, I don't really know what Tobacco and Bay is meant to smell like, but it just adds a really interesting twist to the woodsiness. So, and the blackberry smells divine. This one threw very well. I reckon I would probably get it again. It was very, very good. L3 Strawberry Pound Cake and Pacific Woods. So like I said, Pacific Woods, one of my favourite tree scents. Strawberry Pound Cake, I don't love L3 Strawberry Pound Cake, but it is good in blends and it is very good in this blend. So I melted this at the same time as Christmas Trees and Cream. I do prefer Christmas Trees and Cream for a strawberry pine scent, but this one is very good. This one is definitely more tree-like. The Pacific Woods comes through a lot stronger. And it definitely hasn't got the sweetness and the creaminess that the other blend has, but the strawberry smells really good with the pine. I don't know why. Strawberry just smells good with these scents. So yeah, loved it. Great throw. Would get it again for sure. Hills Have Eyes from Super Tarts. So this is like toasted hazelnut, amber. Is there marshmallow in there? I don't know. Campfire? Anyway, I love this scent. This scent is just incredible. It is absolutely, when I think of kind of the sweet and smoky blends that I really love, this one is always up there. I love it in the bedroom. So it's definitely, it is quite, I can definitely smell hazelnut, but it's not like a really strong nutty hazelnut. It's just warm and comforting. Yeah, it's hard for me to describe, but this one, when I walk in there, I remember I walked into the room once and I was melting this and I'd forgotten what I was melting. I'm like, what is this amazing sweet and smoky combo? Like marshmallow smoky combo. So that's, I guess, the vibe it gives off the most, but it's a lot more complex and a lot more interesting than your classic kind of smoky marshmallow. So, love it. Always throws well in my bedroom, so I don't know if I've melted it any other space than that. Definitely will be a repurchase when I finish that bag. Odessa's Homespun Scents Silent Night. So this is flannel type, spiced cranberries and vanilla voodoo. I know I've loved this one in the past. I don't remember this one melting this time. Yeah, it smells really nice. Like, it's kind of got a masculine lean from the flannel, but the cranberries are really good. Vanilla voodoo, I think, is just vanilla birch. It doesn't smell super vanilla birchy, but I do think it kind of moderates the cranberries a little bit, just lightens it overall, which it probably needed because flannel can be quite heavy on its own and so can cranberries. So it's a really nicely done blend. I know I've enjoyed it in the past, but I don't remember it this time. So Ebony Violet Satan in a Sunday Hat. So this is Nag Champa Cotton Candy and Sugar Cookies. This is a very interesting blend. It doesn't smell like Nag Champa per se, but it also doesn't, like, it's a very different scent. Like, it's not just sugar cookies and cotton candy. There is a sweet earthiness to it, but it doesn't smell like Nag Champa. I don't know how, whether it's just a different Nag Champa oil or what, but it's very interesting. It's a really interesting scent. It throws pretty well. I don't think it's a repurchase. I don't reach for this one very much at all. Like, this one was poured early last year, and while, like I said, it's interesting, it's just not something that makes me want to melt it. But still, I have enjoyed it. Nearly finished. Palo Santo American Werewolf from Super Tarts. So this is Palo Santo Homemade Biscuits, Vanilla Bean Whipped Cream. This one smells amazing. It just doesn't perform well enough. And I had a feeling that would happen because American Werewolf is almost non-existent to me. I've had that one before. I know it's a popular one. I know Brandy loves it. It's one of, like, she talks about it all the time as one of her favorite kind of bakery blends in their line. I can barely smell it, which doesn't happen to me very often with Super Tarts, but American Werewolf just, yeah. So here, cold. This one smells absolutely like a perfect, amazing Parlo bakery blend should smell like. You know, you can definitely smell the Parlo, but you can smell the creaminess and the bakery elements. And you could smell that melting as well. I'm not even going to say that this didn't throw. It did throw. I'd say light to medium, I would say. But I just wanted so much more from it. So yeah, I'll keep melting it and I will keep enjoying it, but I'll just have to be sitting really close to it, basically. But yeah, amazing smelling combo, but just the throw, just not there for me. So disappointing because I just love that combo smelling it cold. But anyway, green apple sugar, cinnamon sugar and buttermilk pie from L3. This was a very nice combo, I think I recall. Yeah, her green apple I think is, I'm not like a huge apple melter, but I think I like the green apple scent more than like Mac apple and some of those others. It's just a nice sweet kind of uplifting top of apple. And then cinnamon sugar is delicious, and the buttermilk pie just added bakery. It didn't actually smell super buttermilk pie like, it just smelled like a creamy bakery note in there. So I did enjoy it. Threw well. Don't know about repurchasing it, maybe. Nearly done. So I did melt some roasted pine cones from Dessa's on its own. So fresh pine cones, sweet vanilla, subtle forest backdrop. I am such a huge roasted pine cones blend. I feel like more vendors need it. I wish L3 would carry it. I could do so many blends with roasted pine cones if L3 had it. It really reminds me of vanilla balsam. Like, obviously it's pine cones instead of balsam, but I feel like it's in a similar mix of vanilla and tree scents together with, like, you know, the star tree scents of the pine cones or the balsam. So it blends really well. It melts well on its own. I just love roasted pine cones. Because Dessa seems to be one of the few vendors that seems to have it and pour it solo. I know a few vendors have it, but often they're like, they only do blends. So that one is, yeah, anyway, I'm tired. It's actually quite late. My brain is not working. But anyway, yeah, I definitely want to get more of it. Ebony Violet Breakfast Without Children's. This one is vanilla hazelnut coffee, pumpkin pecan waffles, and a touch of whipped cream. This one is a little bit rich and sickly for me. Yeah, her pumpkin pecan waffles is a little bit more on the sweet sickly side, and then the vanilla hazelnut coffee is also a bit on the sweet sickly side, and the whipped cream just kind of amps it up. So I'm not a big fan of this one. It's not super coffee-like either. It's very sweet. Like, it does have kind of like a beverage-leaning thing going on in it, but it's not really coffee-like. But anyway, throws well, but not a repurchase. And then the last scent I did this week was Palo Santo Black Raspberry, Vanilla, and Black... Let me start again. My brain has shut down. Traveler's Rest is what it's called, which is Palo Santo Black Raspberry, Vanilla, and Black Teakwood. This one is not bad. Not a favourite, but not bad. Yeah, it's a bit perfume-like with the woodiness, like Black Raspberry, Vanilla, and I think Black Teakwood is a very cologne-like woody scent, and I feel like I get that. I feel like that jars a little bit with the raspberry. But it was not bad. It smells better warm than it does cold, I think. But yeah, anyway. Threw pretty well, but yeah, not a repurchase. That's it. That's everything that I melted this week. Lots of stuff. Quite a few empties. Like I said, I will keep on keeping on trying to get my scoops cleared out. Not completely cleared out, but you know, I want to empty a few more scoops. So yeah, anyway. That's it. So I hope you're all doing really well. I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.